Welcome back to Natural English Daily Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Natural English Daily. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Jack. And today we are talking about your weekend plans. Let's get into it.
Actually, before we start, I want to ask you something. Think about the last time someone asked you, "So, what are you doing this weekend?"
Oh, that question.
What did you say?
Honestly, I probably said not much or nothing special, even if I actually had plans.
Yes, and that is so common. In English, we have so many great ways to talk about plans. Things we're looking forward to, things we're maybe not so sure about. But most people just say, nothing much. And the conversation stops right there.
Which is such a missed opportunity. Because talking about the weekend is actually one of the best ways to connect with someone, in English or any language.
Exactly. And it comes up all the time. At work, with friends, meeting someone new. So today, we are going to fix that
We're going to make sure that next time someone asks you about your weekend, you actually have something to say.
and say it naturally. Okay, let's start.
So, Sophie, it's almost the weekend. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm actually quite looking forward to this one. On Saturday, I'm going to a friend's birthday lunch. Just a small group, nothing too big, but it should be really nice.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Is it like a restaurant thing or?
Yeah, we're going to this little Italian place. I've been there before, actually. The pasta is incredible.
Nice. I love a good Italian. And Sunday?
Sunday, I think I'm just going to take it easy. Maybe go for a walk if the weather is okay. Watch something on the sofa. You know, a proper lazy Sunday.
A lazy Sunday. Yes, I fully support that.
What about you? Do you have plans?
Well, kind of. I told myself I'd go to the gym on Saturday morning.
You told yourself?
Yeah, which means I might not go.
Okay, so the gym is a maybe.
The gym is a strong maybe. But actually, Saturday evening, I'm seeing some friends. We're going to watch the football together at someone's house.
Oh, nice. Are you excited?
Really excited, yeah? We haven't all been in the same place for a while, so it'll be good to catch up.
I love that. There's something really nice about just being at someone's house, isn't there? More relaxed than going out.
Exactly. Just sitting around, talking, watching the match. Low pressure.
And you mentioned catching up. That's something I want to come back to later, actually. Because there are some really useful phrases for when you see someone you haven't seen in a while. Jack is going to try one later in the episode. And it doesn't quite go to plan. But that's kind of the point.
Great, already nervous.
So, talking about plans, there are different ways to do it in English, right? Like, not everything is equally certain.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Like, my gym trip is very uncertain. My friend's thing is very certain.
Exactly. And the language you use should show that. So, if something is definite, you say,
I'm going to watch the football. Or, I'm meeting my friends.
right. That present continuous. I'm meeting. I'm going. That sounds like it's already in your diary. Planned.
And if you're not sure,
Then you say, I'm thinking of. Or, I might. Or, I'm hoping to.
oh, so I'm thinking of going to the gym, is much more honest for me.
Much more accurate. I'm thinking of going to the gym. It's a plan, but it's soft. You haven't committed.
That is my life. A series of soft plans.
Okay. And then there's another one I really like. I'm looking forward to.
Oh, yes. That one is great because it shows you're excited.
Exactly. I'm really looking forward to seeing my friends. It adds emotion, not just information.
How do you say, hmm, what about when you're not sure about the weather? Like you said, if the weather is okay? Is there a natural phrase for that?
Yes, if the weather holds. That's a very natural English phrase. I'm going for a walk on Sunday if the weather holds.
Oh, I like that. If the weather holds, like the weather is holding on?
Exactly. Like the good weather is holding on, staying in place. It might disappear, but you hope it won't.
That's a nice image, actually.
And a very British thing to say, I should add.
Very. We love talking about the weather.
Always. Okay, so you mentioned catching up with your friends. What does catching up actually mean for anyone who hasn't heard that phrase?
Hmm. I'd say it's like talking after a gap. Like you haven't spoken to someone for a while, so you catch up on everything that happened.
Exactly. We're going to catch up. I need to catch up with her. It means reconnecting, finding out what's been happening in each other's lives.
It's very casual, right? Like you wouldn't say, I'm going to catch up with my boss.
Hmm. Actually, I might say that. Like, I'm going to catch up with my manager if the relationship is quite relaxed.
Oh, okay. Fair point.
But yeah, it's mostly informal. With friends, family, people you know well.
What about how have you been? Is that the thing you say when you catch up?
That's a great one. How have you been? With the present perfect, have been. It's asking about everything since the last time you spoke.
So it's different from how are you?
Slightly, yes. How are you is right now, in this moment. How have you been? Is broader. Like, how has life been lately?
That's a useful distinction. I don't think I realized that before.
And the answer is usually not just fine, it's an invitation to share something.
So you might say, oh, I've been good actually, really busy with work, but yeah, good.
Exactly. A bit more than one word. That's what keeps the conversation going.
Okay, so how have you been opens a door.
Exactly. It opens a door.
Actually, quick pause. If you're enjoying this conversation, please subscribe to Natural English Daily. It really helps us.
And share it with a friend who is learning English. Okay, back to it.
So, I want to go back to something. You said your Sunday is going to be a proper lazy Sunday. What does proper mean there? Like, is that a grammar thing or just a feeling thing?
Good question. Proper in informal British English means something like real or genuine. Like, a proper lazy Sunday means a really full, completely lazy Sunday, not just a little bit lazy.
Oh, so you could say a proper meal, meaning like a real cooked meal, not just a snack?
Exactly. I haven't had a proper meal today, meaning something real, something complete.
I like that word. Proper, very British.
Very. You'll hear it a lot. A proper cup of tea, a proper chat.
A proper lazy Sunday. I'm definitely having one of those.
You deserve it.
And okay, what about making plans with someone? Like in a real conversation? What do you actually say?
So, it depends on how casual it is. If it's really casual, you might just say, we should hang out sometime.
We should hang out. Yeah, that's very natural.
Or, let's do something this weekend, which is more of an invitation.
And then they might say, yeah, sounds good.
Or, I'm in, which means, yes, I want to join.
I'm in. I love that. So simple.
And if you want to suggest something specific, you say, "Do you fancy?" Which is very British. Or, "Do you want to?" Or, "How about?"
How about we go for a walk on Sunday?
Perfect, natural, easy, friendly.
And if you can't make it?
Then you say, "I can't make it," which is a very useful phrase. Not, "I cannot attend." Too formal. Just, "I can't make it."
Or I'm busy that day? Keep it simple.
Exactly. You don't have to explain everything.
Good. Because sometimes you just don't want to go.
Sometimes, yes.
And that's okay.
That is completely okay.
Okay, I want to go back over some of those phrases because there were some really good ones.
Yes. Let's do that.
So the first one, I'm looking forward to it. That one is brilliant because it adds feeling.
Yes. I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone. It's not just a plan, it's something you're excited about.
And then I might versus I'm going to. Such a simple difference, but it changes everything,
Right? I'm going to the gym. Definite. I might go to the gym. Much softer.
which is the truth always for me.
And then, if the weather holds, I love that one.
Yeah, I'm going for a walk Sunday if the weather holds. So natural.
And catch up. We're going to catch up this weekend. A casual way to say you're reconnecting.
And I can't make it. Useful when you have to say no. Sorry, I can't make it this weekend.
Much better than "I cannot attend."
Much better.
Okay, let's practice. We're going to do a quick back and forth, like two friends talking about the weekend. Jack, you're someone I haven't seen in a couple of weeks. Ready?
Ready, let's go.
Hey, how have you been? I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
I know, right? I've been pretty busy, actually. Work's been a bit full on. But yeah, good. How about you?
Yeah, not bad. Actually looking forward to this weekend for once.
Oh, yeah? What are you doing?
On Saturday, I'm going to a friend's thing. Just a small lunch. Nothing big. And Sunday, I'm thinking of going for a walk if the weather holds.
That sounds really nice. I might actually do something similar. I haven't decided yet.
Oh, we should hang out. How about a walk on Sunday? If the weather holds, obviously.
Oh, yeah, I'm in. That sounds good. Should we say like mid-morning?
Yeah, let's say 11. We can get a coffee after.
Perfect. Let's do it.
See how that felt? Natural, easy, friendly, no big vocabulary, just real phrases.
And I actually said I'm in, which I was so pleased about.
You used it perfectly.
I had a small moment.
Okay, so today we talked about weekend plans. Great conversation, Jack.
Really good one. So the key phrases from today, I'm looking forward to it when you're excited about something. I might go when you're not sure. And how have you been? To reconnect with someone you haven't seen for a while.
And remember, the best way to get better is to actually use these phrases. Say them out loud. Practice with a friend. Use them today.
And for today's question, we want to hear from you. What are you doing this weekend? Leave it in the comments below. We read every single one.
If today's episode helped you, please subscribe, give us a like, and share it with one person who is learning English. That is the best thing you can do for us.
Thank you so much for listening. Keep practicing and we'll see you in the next one.
Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.